All right, everyone, buckle up. We're diving deep today. We're talking about some African traditions, and, things are going to get interesting.
Always interesting, right?
Exactly. It's called Nudity Double Standard Exposed in African versus Western Traditions.
This is a good one.
And it's about these ceremonies, the amanga and yulo ceremonies.
Right.
And how nudity plays a part in them.
Yeah.
But not in the way you might think.
Well, that's the whole point of the video, right? Getting past those initial kind of, assumptions.
Totally. So for those who haven't seen the video, can you give us a little rundown of what these ceremonies are all about?
Sure, yeah. So the amanga and the yulo, they're both coming-of-age ceremonies. Mm-hmm. You find them in different parts of Africa, especially with Bantu-speaking groups. The amanga especially, that's often when a girl hits puberty.
Okay.
It's like a marker, going from girlhood into womanhood.
Yeah.
The yulo can be a little different depending on the specific community, but it's more about being ready for marriage and motherhood.
Gotcha.
But both of them, you'll see singing, dancing, and there's nudity involved.
Right, and that's what the video really digs into.
Definitely.
Because in the West, we see nudity, and often it's automatically sexualized. But the video argues that that's not the case in these ceremonies.
Well, not at all. You've got to think of it like, imagine a language, right? But it's older than words. It's visual.
Okay, interesting.
Clothing or being without clothing, it carries meaning, deep cultural meaning, like showing your breasts. It's not about being sexy, not in this context. It's more about symbolizing purity. It's about being a woman, being a mother, connected to the earth. Think of a baby, newborn baby.
Yeah.
They're naked, but we don't look at them and think it's sexual, right?
Of course not.
It's pure, innocent, and that's how it is in these traditions.
Okay, I get that. So the video also talks about how some people suggest these ceremonies need to be, modernized,
Right.
Bring in contemporary clothing and all that. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that could work?
It's tough to say. I understand the idea of making things more comfortable for everyone, less controversial.
Yeah.
But you have to think about the deeper meaning behind what people are wearing. Take the Zulu beadwork. It's incredibly intricate. Every single color pattern, they're telling a story. It connects people to their ancestors.
Oh, wow.
You can't just swap that out for a dress. You lose something powerful.
Yeah. It's like sending a text message versus writing a real letter.
Yeah.
The way you do something changes how it feels.
Exactly.
But, we also have to talk about something that's a little harder to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
The video brings up sexual violence, especially in places like South Africa, where the rates are, they're really high.
Right.
And some people try to draw a line between these traditions and those acts of violence.
Yeah.
What would you say to people who think that way?
Honestly, I think blaming the traditions is a mistake. The problem isn't the ceremonies, it's the individuals. People who choose to commit acts of violence are the problem. We have to remember that rape is about power.
Power and control, yeah.
Exactly. So to really address it, you need a lot of different things working together.
Like what kinds of things?
You need better mental health resources, counseling. For those who've committed these crimes, there needs to be rehabilitation. Mm-hmm. And the biggest thing is education.
Education, okay.
We need to be teaching people, especially young people, about respecting women. If we start there, that's how we can make a real difference.
You know what I found really interesting was the hypocrisy the video pointed out. Think about fashion shows in the West or Mardi Gras.
Oh.
You see nudity there, revealing clothes. People see it as art or freedom or fun. Yeah. But when it comes to African traditions, suddenly it's wrong.
It's all about who's doing it, right?
Yeah.
What culture it comes from. And that's not fair. We have these prejudices, these preconceived ideas. And we don't stop to think about the meaning behind something that's different from what we're used to.
That's so true.
These ceremonies, they're not about being sexy. They're about culture, about spirituality, about centuries of tradition.
Right. So can these traditions even survive? The world's changing so fast.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Personally, I think they can, but education is key. We have to teach the younger generations
about the true meaning of these traditions.
Exactly. The history, the culture, the significance. If they understand, then they can carry it forward with respect.
I love that idea. It's not about being stuck in the past, but finding a way to honor it while moving forward.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And that's what I love. It helps us to question our own biases and to really engage with different cultures in a thoughtful way.
This deep dive has seriously changed my whole perspective, and I hope it's done the same for our listeners. And here's a question for everyone listening. If clothing can be a language, right? What other messages are we misinterpreting out there?
Oh, that's a good one.
Food for thought. Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep an open mind.